Hi everyone, welcome to Accounting 100. My name is John Lord. I will be your instructor for this semester. I am sorry that I won't get to meet any of you in person this semester. We're still under the COVID-19 protocol. All classes are online, but I wanted to send this welcome video just so you can get this chance to meet over the computer anyway, over the video link here that I'm sending out. Tell you a little bit about my background and then navigate you through the course just so you know how to use the iLearn system to access the lectures and lecture material, etc. So I've been teaching at San Francisco State going on about 7 years now, teaching obviously accounting classes, this Accounting 100, Accounting 101, governmental accounting. I also have taught cost accounting, advanced accounting here at San Francisco State. In addition to teaching at San Francisco State, I also teach at San Jose State, teaching introduction to financial, managerial, governmental, and intermediate accounting. I teach at Golden Gate University in San Francisco. I'm the director of their CPA program. CPA stands for Certified Public Accountant. If you want to be a CPA in the state of California, frankly all 50 states, you have to pass a worldwide exam that contains 4 parts: financial, audit, regulation, business environment, and concepts. And that financial section has material that's sort of like this class on steroids a couple times over. So I'm involved in making sure that students at Golden Gate University are able to pass that exam as they go to get their license to be a CPA in the state of California. I am a California CPA, passed the CPA exam a long time ago, and started working for the federal government, where I spent 26 years as an auditor with the Government Accountability Office. GAO is the auditing arm of Congress, and I retired from there around the time I started teaching at San Francisco State, so it's been about 7 years now. After spending 26 years, I've been out for about 7 years. My teaching experience, though, goes back to 1995 or so. All these numbers sound really long time ago now to me. 1995, I started teaching the CPA exam, coaching individuals to pass that exam. So I've got probably thousands of students out there that have passed the CPA exam. I imagine by now some of them are probably partner at their CPA firm after passing the exam, getting the experience, getting the license, and having a career in public accounting. So I sort of had this dual track of teaching and working for several years, probably about 20 of my 26 years at the GAO was spent doing the dual track. And then, as I said, about 7 years ago, decided to pursue teaching full-time and came to San Francisco State, San Jose State, Golden Gate University in San Francisco, and I also have taught at UC Berkeley and continue to teach at Stanford, Stanford University, where I teach an introductory to accounting for non-business majors, their management science and engineering program. And I've been doing that probably for about, I guess maybe 3 years now, 2 or 3 years now. I've been teaching at Stanford. So that's a little bit about my background. Figured that was worthwhile for you to kind of hear how I got to where we are today, which is teaching the fall 2020 semester for you. So what I want to do is go ahead and click on your class, okay, and give you a little sense of how the course is organized. And you won't have all of these distractions when you open up the course. If you're seeing this video, this part probably won't be relevant to you, but I do put this introductory video up on iLearn. I'm also sending it to you via email. But I don't know, it's very important. It is just kind of to say it's important that you watch this meanwhile you're watching this. So please watch it all the way through. Or if you know someone that's in the class that doesn't seem to know exactly how the course is structured, please direct them to this video, because I get a lot of questions, asking me things that are covered in this video. So you want to watch this whole thing and make sure you understand what we're doing here. Okay, so you'll see various course announcements and stuff, obviously, under the announcement heading. You'll also see here, and I'm going to go ahead and click on this, my office hour. Obviously, we can't meet them in person, unfortunately, but if you click on this link down here, it'll bring you to the office hour, which will be on Tuesdays from 3 to 5:45 via Zoom. So the way it's going to work, you'll click there. If nobody else is in my office hour, you'll be admitted. You'll see me pretty much probably sitting right here in this room, and then we can talk about any questions you may have. If someone's already come into the office hour, you'll be in the waiting room, and then you'll be put into the office hour, as that previous time ends with that other student. So it's sort of like, imagine waiting out in the hallway, okay, in a physical type setting for office hour. So that's how office hours will work, okay. Your exams, you will see, those will open up, and I'll give you a sense of how the exams are going to work here in a minute. But let's look at the syllabus, okay. So when you look at the syllabus, let's try to open that up. So let's go ahead and take a look at the syllabus, and you can see some of the information here, my email, my phone number, office hours. Office hour will be via Zoom, and I've shown you the link in iLearn where you're able to access the office hour and the waiting room and whatnot for that. Okay, now you can see the text here. There will be a course URL that will be provided. Once you get that course URL, and I'll put out an announcement, that should be pretty quickly here, you'll get that. You will need to click on that course URL to register for the course. Do not acquire the text any other way but through the course URL. It'll connect you to McGraw-Hill. They will ask you some information, your email, whatnot, and that will then connect you to the actual course material. It's going to cost you about $170 to get the course material, which is going to include an ebook and access to the homework questions. And I do that when we're meeting online to keep you somewhat tethered to the course, so that you are going through and doing the practice homework questions that are in there. I do not routinely review what you've done on the homework and whatnot. I'm going to put you on the honor system that you're going in and attempting the homework, and it's pretty easy. Once you try the problems, you submit the homework questions, and it immediately gives you feedback and the answers, and I award points more for the attempt than the correct working of the homework. So don't worry, you're not going to see a week to week me correcting the homework. It's there for you to get some comfort level with the material and allow you to practice with some things beyond just the what I call quizzes, but they're actually practice midterms. You don't get any points for the quizzes. They're practice midterms that are going to be very similar to the actual midterms that we'll have, and it gives you a chance to practice with that material. So you'll have the class slides, you'll have the homework questions, and then you'll have those practice midterms that'll build up your knowledge week to week as you go along. If you have any problems, the McGraw-Hill Tech Center is very good, so you can talk to them and they will help you to figure out any glitches you may be having. If in event you try to talk to them and they can't seem to help you with something, talk to me and I'll make sure that you're getting the correct access to the materials there that'll be in Connect. So that'll cost you, 170 so bucks. to get that, but I do think you need to get that. You get the ebook. Sometimes people want a hard copy of the book. If that's the case, they allow you to order actually a loose leaf version of the book. There's an extra, I think it's an extra $60 charge or something like that if you want to get that, or $40 if you want to get that loose leaf copy, but you have the ebook there. Okay, for the most part, I think you can learn from the slides that I'm going to be providing you and the practice midterms that I'm going to be providing you, and then I will post each week a lecture up. So there'll always be a lecture. So I'm going to get into how iLearn is organized in a minute, but each week you really should get the slides, watch the lecture as though you were in class, watch the lecture, and then do the homework questions and the practice midterm, which I'm calling quiz. It's really practice midterm. And if you do that and you keep up with that week to week, you should be successful in this class. Okay. You'll see more about course description and what the course is all about. In the first lecture, I'll talk to you more about what financial accounting is all about, what we're trying to accomplish in this class, and you'll see that pretty quickly loaded up on iLearn in that lecture. Okay, you can read through how the course lines up with some of the objectives of the College of Business. I mentioned homework problems. Okay, exams. Let's talk about that. There are no makeup exams in this class. If for some, serious unforeseen circumstance, death in the family, serious illness, you need to miss an exam, I will not allow you to do a makeup exam. What I will do, if you provide the appropriate documentation, doctor's note, death certificate, okay, and I will ask you for documentation, guys, to document the reason why you couldn't take an exam on a scheduled date. Then once you give me that documentation, I will excuse that one exam that you have to miss for a documented reason. And if you miss that one exam, then I'll average the other two. Then you must take the other two exams. Okay? Now, this is not encouraging you to miss an exam. I will give you a hard time if you miss an exam for an undocumented reason. For example, I forgot to take the exam is not a documented reason for missing the exam. For that case, you get a 0. Okay, so the dates of the exams are clearly labeled on the syllabus. I expect you to take the exams during the time that I will have them available to you. They will close at a certain time, and if you don't take them during that time, you will get a 0 for that exam, unless you have a well-documented extreme reason type excuse for having missed that, and it's only one time that I will allow that to happen. Okay, so you can see the grading policy, okay, and it is 93% of your points coming from exams, not a whole lot for the homework. And again, I would say 99.999% of the cases, the homework is an automatic points that I give you. I'm not going to be going in and fine-tooth combing whether or not you've done the homework. I highly recommend, though, that you spend a little time with those homework assignments that I've posted up in McGraw-Hill Connect. Gives you some extra batting practice with some of this stuff. Okay, grading policy is a straight grading policy here, no curve. Okay, so everyone in the class can get an A if you perform at that level. Okay, but you can see it's pretty much the exams. The exams will be 30 multiple choice questions. 30 multiple choice questions given to you right here in iLearn. And again, I'll show you the way those will look and stuff here in a couple seconds. Okay, but pretty straightforward. I mean, if you watch the lectures, get the slides, watch the lectures, do the practice midterms, do the homework, I don't see why everyone in this class can't get an A. Okay, something about plagiarism policy. We're not really turning in any things that are required, that are required writing. Let me put this in right now. Cheating on exams equals 0 points on that exam. Okay, let me tell you about cheating. I catch someone cheating every semester. For some reason, some folks think they're going to outsmart me and they're going to get on Chegg, and I'm not going to know it, and it's not going to be, they're going to look up the questions and they're going to say, oh yeah, Lord's exams, just look them up on Chegg and just type in the answers and you got an easy A, and all that fancy stuff that people think about. I will bust you out, and if you cheat on the exam, you get a 0. Period. Point blank, no questions. You're busted. 0 on the exam, and you may be subject to the disciplinary process here at the university. Just don't cheat. It's very simple. Don't cheat. Do what I'm asking you to. Okay, it's not that hard. Slides, lecture, homework, practice quizzes, exam success. That's the formula. Okay. If you need additional time, you need to arrange that with DPRC, okay, and they will work with you, and I can adjust in iLearn so that you get the additional time, etc., that you need, but you need to work that out with DPRC, okay, ahead of time. And you can see some of the helplines here for, violence, etc. If you need any of that, please, access that. Okay, dates and times. Okay, probably the most important thing here, not so much times, but dates are the exams. So let me explain how the exams are going to work, and closer to the exam date I'll also put some instructions up. But I'm looking here at my calendar, and first exam is set for 9/21, September 21st. So what does 9/21 mean? That means that the exam will open for you at 12:01 a.m. on Monday, September 21st. It'll stay open until Sunday, September 27th at 11:59 p.m. So it's open for a week. Now, the exam, okay, will be, I'll give you 3 hours to work the 30 multiple choice questions. But that 3 hours runs from the time you open it until 3 hours has gone by. So it's a 3-hour window from the time you open it forward. Do not open the exam before you're ready to attempt it. I get that sometimes. Students open the exam and they say, oh, I just wanted to see what it looked like. No, it doesn't work that way. It's just like when you walk into class and the teacher gives you the exam, they don't let you look at it and then walk out and come back. So I'm never sure why when someone clicks on the exam, they don't realize that that's going to open the exam. That means you have to take it starting from that time, whatever time you open it during that week-long period that I just described, anytime you open it, and then you will get 3 hours. Now, the one caveat on that, if you open it at, say, 11 p.m. on the day it's ready to close, September 27th. If you open at 11, it'll close at 11:59, no matter what. So don't make that mistake. So there's no reason to be taking the exam that Sunday night at 10 o'clock and trying to rush through it. And I don't know, I always get people that want to live like life's too boring unless, you're putting yourself on the edge of possibly having the exam close on you. Don't do that. Okay, I've given you that week-long time so that in an asynchronous world, okay, we are not going to have set meeting times. You just, watch the lectures and whatnot at your convenience. That's why we call it asynchronous. That means that there is not a time where you have to come in and see lectures and that sort of thing. You do it on your own schedule, right? Same thing with when you take the exams within that week-long period. I'm not setting you to one certain time. You can take it anytime within that week. We'll call that exam week, okay, on 9/21. Starts at 12:01 on 9/21. Goes all the way until 11:59 on September 27th. So that's exam week, and you can take the exam anytime within that period, But to get the full 3 hours, you must start 3 hours ahead of the close time. Okay, so just make sure you do that. Make sure you do your own work, guys. Don't do the thing where you tell your buddy, hey, take the exam for me and then tell me the answers so I can type them in. I will bust you out. Don't do that. Do what the advice here given to you, the keys to success given to you. Slides, lectures, homework, practice midterm. You do that, practice midterm, actual midterm. You do that, you're going to be getting an A in this class, okay? And you're going to learn something about the basics of financial accounting, okay? So you can see the exam dates in red. Write those down, pin them up on your computer screen or something so that you remember when they are, because I am not going to accept an excuse that I forgot to take the exam. I'm sorry. I think the class is pretty straightforward, but I do get a little, one of my pet peeves is I get emails, it seems every semester, from someone who says they forgot to take the exam. I'm not going to go for that, okay? So you can see the final exam is going to work the same way. It'll open on the 14th. It'll close the 14th of December now. Get my calendar to December. That's a Monday. It'll close, at 11:59 on the 20th, right? So you have that whole week. Then it'll close, and then, of course, the course will be over at that point, okay? Okay, that's the syllabus. Let's go back to iLearn. It's just so you kind of know where to find things. Okay, so again, you can see the announcements. Again, let me click here again, office hour. Okay, you click on that link during this time, 3 to 5:45 on Tuesdays. If no one else is in, you'll come in, you'll see me sitting here, just like if you walked in my office and nobody was there and we were on campus. If somebody's in there, it'll put you in the waiting room, and then you would be the next one in, just like if you were lining up outside the hallway, right, prior to being able to come in if somebody else came to my office before. Okay, so that's the office hour. That's how you join the office hour. Okay, Tuesdays, 3 to 5:45. That's a hard finish at 5:45, so be careful because I have a class that starts at 6, and that class is at another school. It's a synchronous class, so I have to be logged in by then. So if you need more time than that period of time that's ending at 5:45, or you were in the waiting room or something, call me and we'll schedule another time, when you can come in and meet me, okay? Exams, this is where they'll be. They are hidden from you now, but you'll take them right here in iLearn. You can see exams from previous terms that I have hidden. Those are there, okay? The syllabus I just went through. As we get closer to the dates of the midterms, the practice midterm and final will be here. These are comprehensive. So as we get closer to the date of the midterm, that first midterm was covering chapters 1, 2, and 3, right? See if I can get back to that. Okay, that was covering chapters 1, 2, and 3. So closer to this 9, see how we have 9:14? I will put as midterm prep, that's a week of prep, I'll put a comprehensive practice midterm up in iLearn that will have questions from all 3 of those chapters, chapter 1, 2, and 3. The first midterm is really heavily focused on chapters 2 and 3. Okay, so I will put that exam up. I'll probably have some lectures where I'm going through the questions for that practice midterm, okay? Coming down though, chapter 1, you can see there'll be a lecture posted here for chapter 1. Sometimes they're in different parts, part 1, part 2. The slides, the chapter 1 practice midterm, okay? And sometimes on the video you'll hear me call it a quiz. It's not a quiz, it's a practice midterm. That practice midterm just contains questions from chapter 1. Just like when you get down to chapter 2, that has, questions from practice midterm questions from chapter 2. Same thing with chapter 3. Okay, so your practice midterms consist of chapter by chapter practice midterms, and then the comprehensive practice midterm, which would contain questions from all of the chapters that we had been covering up to that midterm. And then the actual midterm is very similar to those practice midterms. So again, when you look at the syllabus here, okay, chapter 1 midterm, midterm 1 is chapters 1 through 3, chapter 2, midterm 2, chapters 4, 5, and 8, the final chapters 10 through 13. We do not have a comprehensive final. So it's really like 3 midterms, 100 points each, 30 multiple choice questions, slides, lecture, practice midterms by chapter, comprehensive practice midterm, homework, success on these dates that you are able to take the exams. I think it's a pretty straightforward process, guys. All you have to do is, be serious about getting through the material, be serious about doing your best to learn this stuff, and I don't see that you should have any problem. The folks that have problems in my class, quite frankly, are folks that just want to kind of, not pay attention to the class, night before the exam, night of the exam. Okay, the exam's due today, Sunday. Oh my God, let me go take my Accounting 100 exam. Oh, I can't handle this. Oh, please, professor, let me take the exam, open the exam back up for me, blah, blah. This is where I get into confrontation with students. I expect you to be serious about it. Think through, how are you going to get through this material? How are you going to plan your time around making sure you're giving yourself time to watch the lectures, give yourself time to do the homework and whatnot on your schedule, asynchronous class, it's on your schedule, and then do your best to perform on the exams. If you start having trouble with the exams, you're making a good honest attempt to do them and something's not going right, we can talk through that. Okay, I'm here to help you with that, but I'm not here to play a game of opening exams back up after they close and that kind of stuff. So I'm just don't want to dwell too much in the negative, but I do want to be clear about my expectations. Okay, those are the key aspects here of the class at this point in time. As things change or develop as we go along, I'll probably be sending some more videos out or putting up announcements in the announcement section so that you're aware of things as they evolve. Okay, guys, stay safe, stay patient. I know it's hard. Maybe you're in your first, second year here at SF State and you're maybe the first time away from home or opportunity to develop your professional network. You're heading into your profession and learning about business and accounting, and you got to kind of sit there with it and stare at the wall, because you're not able to be as involved. Look for opportunities to be involved via remote meetings that various organizations have, that sort of thing. And just, know that someday soon, I'm thinking, things will be kind of back to normal. I don't think we'll ever go back to the way we were, but back to a point where you're able to, make your contacts and network, and maybe someday we'll actually meet in person too. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and stop right there and have a good semester. Okay. We'll be talking.